Into the arena. I'll just give you the score for Bill Levitt on Hippolyte. Excellent, 44.5. So did improve on his other test, on his other horse. So he's up to 8th now with 44.5. Now coming into the arena, she's highly regarded. Emily Lewellyn is coming in, competing in her second badminton. She was 22nd at the tender age of 19. And so she's been competing at a very high level. And here she is coming in with her horse Society Spice that, as I say, she finished 22nd on last year. Test underway.
His neck, it really comes out in front of the saddle and up to the pole. Could just do with just letting go a little bit more in the frame. Basically, when he does the medium trot, the neck didn't really lengthen enough. So although it was very regular and good balance, he just needs to just come forward a little bit more so he gets this ground cover. She needs some control here. Not bad, a little wide. I need to make sure they finish it with that left bending and not on the right rein until you finish. Another horse that takes the hind legs a little bit to the right. But he certainly looks the part, because he's quite dressage-y in his shape.
Emily's got a lot of gold medals already for Youth European Championships teams, winning 5 golds, 1 silver and 2 bronze medals.
Wow, where'd you put all of those?
And was the European Young Rider Champion, in 2008. Doing all right, I think, is the cry there.
Step back there in the halt. She tried to correct it forward, and then she should have actually taken the rein back because he offered it, went, and she didn't want it, so she moved forward. So we had a bit of a mess.
That
was a
did look a
shame.
mess.
Ooh. Now she needs to sit a little bit more on him. That's right. Because if you sit a little bit too much like a fairy on a tree and hope it doesn't know you're there, you're bound to disturb it at some point, especially when you pick the reins up. And then it'll be like, oh, what are you doing? You've got to try and almost, you have to breathe, you have to sit down, and you have to let the horse know and feel you and carry you in the walk. Otherwise you're sitting on an absolute, almost like a pin cushion she looked there. And then, of course, he got a bit disturbed. Good half pass. Now, the horse is stiffening in the hand there, and she needs to just drop the neck, soften him. Yep, very nice. Quite uphill as well. It's nice to see a horse land with his shoulders up in the flying change and not neck down and with the croup up. But hasn't dressage at Badminton come a long way in the last 10 years when you think of what we used to see in the arena and what we see now, the control and the accomplishment that so many riders have training. And I presume it's helped, obviously, having these more difficult movements like the walk pirouettes, like the changes and half passes and things. All these movements, obviously, you know, they need practicing. Riders have to train the horses to do them. They don't just do them by magic.
Well, it's a difference with the shorter format as well. There's a sort of different emphasis now, isn't it?
Yes.
There's a different emphasis.
Absolutely. Yep, lovely again in the flying change. Only one thing I would suggest with Emily, she's just got to be careful she doesn't let her chin lead her body. She does tend to get it a little bit forward. She needs to just for the elegance picture, because she is a tall, obviously very attractive girl. Good change again. Just needs to just stretch her upper body up a little bit. She gets a bit of a noddy head in the canter. Lovely change again. What a very consistent test this horse has done for her.
The things you have to remember, even where you're putting your head.
You do. It has to become natural, and I mean, you need nagging to death through lessons and obviously training to achieve that.
Well,
That
she
was
looks
a delightful test.
very pleased. She's a talented young rider.